Traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Guys, red day recap today. We're down $500. Not good, not good, not good. Man, we could have done such a better job today. But we're aggressive, right? We've been aggressive. We've been aggressive this entire month. The bad thing is we've not what am I really saying here? We haven't had a good green day, like a solid green day. We might have only had one. Let's take a look at the calendar here, right? Let's take a look at the calendar. We might have only had one solid green day, I think. I mean, 650 is okay. There was a okay. Here we go. Monday the 7th was the only solid green day. Like when I say solid, like great day for the sizing that I'm using, an accurate representation of the share size that I'm using. I think the losses, to be honest, are pretty fair. I think the losses are pretty fair for the size that I'm using. The green days are what's been lacking. 156, 350, 30. This day we're up, so we have to capitalize and do a better job when we're seeing more follow through. That's the key. That is the key. Can we get in where we need to get in, get out where we need to get out, hold the trades, and let them open up, do its thing. All right. So let's jump into it. We can take a quick look at some of the trades from today. Particularly ONCS and USEA. ONCS, I'm in here watching for a red to green. This is a much bigger loss than I would have wanted for this type of trade. What I didn't realize at the time, because I'm watching at this stock on my charting up above, the 1 minute charting is a little bit more narrow. I'm not able to see the volume as well, and so I overlooked this right here, this volume profile decreasing. If I'm to be watching at this on this charting, I don't make that mistake. In fact, I can show you guys how it looks. Let's pull this up on the other screen up above. Which stock is this? ONCS. Let me show you guys how it was looking earlier at the time. Well, it looks like it's updated now. There's also this thing with Thinkorswim. It looks like it's updated. As I'm now typing it in here, it's updated. There's this thing with Thinkorswim where in the morning it's like all these volume bars are looking like that, like this right here. Every volume bar looks like this, and it's not until I click on a different stock and then come back where it's like reset and looking clean. And so a lot of the times, I mean, even on this charting here in the 5 minute, I'll say, hey, I have to adjust my volume profile. I need to see what's going on. It's like it's not accurately populating in this area here. It's just zoomed in super tight. That's what really cost me 134 bucks. I mean, it's so avoidable if I can just see the volume up there. It's the easiest thing to avoid this trade. It's like 1, 2, 3, Hold on. Here we go. Yeah, it's like 1, 2, 3 to avoid that loss if I realize the volume and time. And anyhow, I'm watching here, break of 33 at VWAP. The moment I'm in, it flushes to 25. The exact moment I buy, like, okay, I'm out of that. That was a quick loss. That was that. USEA, or let's go to DVGI. DVGI, we took one quick trade. This thing was curling up. It had a nice halt. I wasn't paying attention to it. I didn't think it was going to do much today. We did have this nice move yesterday, as mentioned. We could have done a little bit better, but anyhow, it gives a nice red to green here into a halt. On the resumption, I'm skeptical because we're halted up with only 200,000 shares. I'm like, are we going to see big spreads? That was my main concern. It actually does well on the resumption. We opened up from halt level 675. We opened up at 740. It dips and then it does give a bit of a rip, and so there was an opportunity on this candle. It was a nice resumption. We ended up having a proper pullback at lows of 719, and then it curls back up nicely. So actually, why did I say 675? The halt level was 731. So we opened up at 740, only 10 cents higher. And we made a high of 762 before the pullback. So yeah, it wasn't bad though. The spreads were tight in this range, and I think that was good enough to capture at least a good 15 cents. Not what I would have wanted. I would have wanted to see a bigger opportunity, but yeah, it still gave something because of the tight spreads. From there, it didn't continue higher. We pulled back, and that was it. So for me, just well, 2 trades, 500 shares, and that was it. Nothing crazy. USEA, this is the big loss. This is the one we took the big loss on. And initially, it's going to start off with a nice gap and go. I'm in super early. I want to watch this back, by the way. Let's see. I actually want to watch this. So I'm going to pull up the archive here. Let's pull this over for now. I'm going to pull up the archive here. Videos. Let's come on down to today's recording because I'm actually curious. I want to see... because I was in this thing early, man, for the gap and go. Here we go. All right, watch this. And I sold because this level 2 was acting crazy. So let's watch. See if we can pick it up. 31 by 33, USEA, the middle of the screen. We're pushing up, we're pushing up. I'm like, okay, break of 40. Can we start seeing some green? So I'm in, and I get filled at 42, right? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this like lag that's in here. Could have been in earlier. Could have been in earlier, but look at this. It pushes. And this is what starts to get to me. When this bid price, because you know, at times I'm watching at the ask, I'm watching at the bid, depending on which what I'm looking at. Being that I'm in the trade and I'm watching for green, I'm looking at the ask price. And this is the nonsense with this charting, with this level 2, that's an issue. The stock is already at 45 right now on the ask. It's showing me 40. So if I'm, you know, sometimes I will look at one more than the other depending on what's going on. And when I start to see this happening, I'm like, uh-oh. I'm looking at the ask. The ask is at 40. Maybe the bids are at 35, 38. So I'm like, uh-oh, I got to get out of this trade. It's not working. And that's where I'm selling. And then now, you see this madness? If this is populating properly, I would have held this trade. I would have held this trade. It's still, there we go. It's finally updated and like working normal. But by then, I've already missed the trade. I could have had a bigger win. So that wasn't good. So I'm like, okay, let's give this thing a second. Let's not be too hasty. It was fairly early. I'll wait. And I'll wait for a pullback. It's going to rip here again. I thought about getting back in at 42. But I told myself, no, it doesn't seem quite low enough. But it does go again before really pulling back. 54. And it's going to test 60 here, I believe. Alright, 55. We'll fast forward for time. 55. There's a few buyers there at 50. And here we go. It starts to pull back. Right? So we had a high of 60 all in between this, right? So we start to pull back. And that's where I had took my first position. There's 46. I'm in 48 market, which is a little high, but okay. But then you see how tight the bids start to look here, right? I should have sold this position immediately. The bids start to look pretty tight. Well, thin, rather. The spreads on the bids start to look pretty thin. Got to get my words together here. So there's not a lot of liquidity. There's not a lot of people, a lot of bidders in between 42 and 46. And so with just a little bit of selling, we can drop, you know, quite a bit. And you see there's just one order there. One order. We're going to see 42. Nope, there are a few more buyers coming in. This trade, I'm looking to hold a little longer. I'm looking on this trade for a retest of 60, at least mid 50s, high 50s. So I'm not willing to take it off. And you know, that's ultimately going to be my problem here. Because I could have sold this for like, you know, 4 cents, make $100, wait for it to go down again, and then try to get back in with a better average. But what I tried to do instead, I'm like, okay, if we see like 44, I'll add. That's what I told myself, I'll add. So watch this. And you see, I added early. I added slightly early. It's just, you know, I needed to be a little bit more patient. Watch this again. It comes down. 45. I added fairly early. We could have waited a little bit more. And you see 43. So now I'm in 5,000 at 46. Which is kind of high. you know, if this flushes down to 35, I'll get stopped out for a $500 loss. As I'm mentioning, this type of position is the reason why if I'm down 500-600 in a day, it's not anything out of the ordinary. My green days are what's lacking. Can I be in five? And you know, part of it is also that I'm selling a little early. Can I be in 5,000 shares properly at the lows of, let's say, 42, and sell this position at 60, and make like $900 on the trade? That's what I need to be doing here. You know, 18 cents, 5,000 shares is about 900, right? Yeah, about $900. That's the type of potential that this kind of trade have. Is about a $900 trade, but I'm in at 46, and now the low is at 39. So I've bought it too high. And then as it starts to curl here, I thought I don't know what I was thinking. I thought I saw a sign for a flush coming in, and I panicked out of the trade, which was like, you know, right before I would have been break even. Literally. Look at this. I don't know why. I thought I saw a flush coming. It's kind of strange, but that's what I thought. And I'm like, nope, not gonna get caught in that. And immediately I'd have been back break even. Now I don't know if I would have sold it. That's the question here. I was not aiming for break even whatsoever on that trade. I thought it was gonna flush. And hold on, before I get back in, let's see. It doesn't quite get up there. So I bought back. Okay, it doesn't quite break over 50. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy back. What was the high? The high was 50 on this candle, but it doesn't quite break. So I'm like, okay, it's probably dipping again to then get back over 50. I wanted to take size here, so now I'm in much lower. And it's the same thing. I'm expecting the trade to go to 55, 60, so I'm not taking profits here. And, you know, it doesn't go. It just doesn't go over 50. I should have been in this trade at 5,000. You guys see how the days are just such a small margin, man. It's such a, I'm telling you guys, man, it's such a, right, like look at this. We got a couple of buyers, 48, 49. If we see a push over the ask price here, you know, more than likely I'm taking something off the table, at least a couple hundred shares. It looks good to go. Can we see 55, 60? Maybe we fast forward a little here for time. Waiting for the volume, waiting for the volume, waiting for the volume. Instead, it starts to come down. So, you know, it's part of the deal, man. Part of the deal. Part of the deal. Did I add? It doesn't look like I added anywhere. 49. It doesn't go. And right here, I should have realized it was failing. I don't know why I thought it was still strong. I think I was watching at the 5-minute volume profile, and it was looking good. And so I took 3,000 shares at 40, and it's going to proceed to drop down to like 30. Let's get that rewind in there. I'm in at 40. It's going to drop down to like 34, and I stop out of the trade. And there's the loss on the day. You know, the dollar amount of $500 is irrelevant, right? What's relevant is that there was no follow through, and I was also in too high the first time. If I'm in at 39 or 40 on that first drop, instead of being in here at 46, I probably would have took half off. I don't know if I would have sold the full amount, but I would have took half off at like 49, because it's 10 cents. Okay, it's not the 20 cents that I want, but it's still something. At that point, I'm up 500 on that particular trade. If I'm in at 40 and we're now at 50, that's 10 cents. If I'm in at 39 and we're at 50, that's 11 cents. So it's like I would have been up around 500, right? So it's like today, you know, relatively speaking, it's like I had one loss in the big size. If a bad red day will probably be like 1,500, 2K. The problem is the green days. That's the problem. The green days are the problem right now. Our green days with these type of sizing, it should be like 1K plus. But we're not doing a good job buying and being aggressive when it's hot, and we're not holding long enough when it's hot. That's the issue that we're having right now. So this is just a natural red day, and it's a little unfortunate that we didn't quite get the results. But yeah, that was USEA. And then I took this trade here, which I was in for like 10 minutes, and it did nothing. It curled back up. It gave this green candle here, so I'm like, okay, maybe it's worth it. I'm in on the pullback. It doesn't quite rise up enough, and I'm like, you know what, I'm selling flat. Lucky thing I did, because it did pull back to 25. It made a high of 72, but I guess it just wasn't the right time, man. And it went up to 72 with even less volume, which is just so strange. Like, usually this is never the case. Usually we're going to be going up with when there's high volume, here and here, but it goes up here. So this could have been a good trade if I'm in 3,000 at what was I in, like at 40, and it does go to 70, then it's a great trade. But just couldn't have seen this coming with this light volume, and I held it for what I thought was a fairly long time here before giving up on it. So that was the day. It was a solid day. We're just not connecting. This month has been such a frustrating month for me because I feel like I'm right there on these dip trades. You guys know I'm not really a dip trader by heart, but I feel like I'm getting there, getting the hang of it. And of course, it's like I botched almost every single day on this month in terms of capitalizing the appropriate amount with the sizing that I'm using. We have to be in low. We have to be willing to hold, and we have to be scaling out. That's the trick. Be in low. Be in low. I need to do a better job of just selling if I'm not in at the low point. Take the quick loss and just get back in lower. I think that's the best way to do it. If I'm in 5,000 or 2,500 and I realize, hey, this thing looks like it wants to go lower, take the 1-2 cent loss as quick as you can and buy back. Buy back, buy back, buy back, buy back, buy back. And I think that's how we had the $1,400 green day, really and truly, because that's what we did till the very end. We finally get the bottom, and so you sacrifice a paper cut, a paper cut, a paper cut. You finally get the bottom, and you get the big, beautiful gain that wipes out those losses and puts you back green nicely. So tomorrow, the last day of the month, when will Relentless Trader learn? Just a question here, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, it's me versus myself. Every day. Me versus myself. Every day. So, hope you guys did enjoy the quick recap. Hit that thumbs up button. Of course, if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing. It's been RT. We're down 510. Tomorrow we'll be back for another beautiful day in the markets. I'll catch you guys later.